Aww, yeah, it's your boy Andrew RFC, and we are back looking at some more FIFA 19 ratings, baby. Today, as you can see by the title, the thumbnail, and basically everything else, we are going to be looking at Manchester City, the defending champions of the Premier League. Of course, if you are new here, make sure you leave a like and smash the subscribe button because there's so much that is going to be coming out in the coming days. We're going to keep it going with the FIFA 19 ratings, but also just today, EA have been releasing all the new icons every single hour for FIFA 19, so I will be making a video on that, giving my opinions and showing you all the ratings that EA have officially put out and all the new icons, either returning from the old FIFAs or brand new ones as well. It's pretty exciting times and the FIFA 19 hype is definitely real. So we're going to start with these 5 suspects of the Manchester City team. Taking a look at it, we got Bernard Silva, Gabriel Jesus, John Stones, Gundogan, and Laporte. Now the notable differences here is I did drop Laporte to an 83 rated from an 84. I just don't feel that an 84 for a guy who didn't play as much after coming to Man City is absolutely fair, but I think an 83 is fine considering he's still a decent player. I'm taking nothing away from him, but I think a downgrade is probably coming after his transfer. With John Stones, I did put him up to an 82. I think he's been fairly decent since coming over to Pep Guardiola's squad, which a lot of people never really expected, but he's been playing fairly well, and I gotta give credit where credit is due with this guy. He is a decent little player, and he's been doing pretty well, even with the English national team getting a chance at times, so I think an 82 is fair for Stones. Bernard Silva, I did move to a central attacking mid-position card, where he ended off playing in the World Cup with Portugal. He would start games on the right but drift into the middle, and even with City this year he's been doing about the same thing, where some games he's in the middle and other games he's on the right hand side depending on who is playing in the personnel, but I feel like Bernard Silva is best used as a cam. I also did drop him down to an 83, just kind of out of not playing as much despite still being a very good player, such a good dribbler, and even credited a lot of times by the Manchester City teammates and his coaches for being possibly the best dribbler on the team. Gabriel Jesus I have at striker, still as an 83. I think he's still going to be a bit of an overpowered card. You can see his stats there that I did give him: 87 pace, 81 shooting, 87 dribbling. I think he's going to be just a similar card to last year and probably is going to be picking up informs as the year does go on. Ilkay Gundogan, 84 rated. I believe that's another drop that I gave. He was an 85 last year, but again, I think an 84 is fair, and it's nothing really taking away from how good the player is. I just have the feeling that they are, at EA, going to drop some players just by one, depending on their playing time, but also that leaves room for them to upgrade throughout the year and as well make some players more usable for SBCs. But again, that is my opinion. I want to know what you think down below. Now, you might notice something at looking at this page for the defense of Manchester City. I'm going to start it off right away with the 2 Kyle Walkers. Now, this is where the question I think really lies. Is Kyle Walker the best right back in the world right now, or at least based off last season? I don't think his competition is too fierce. He might have the likes of Kimmich when he was playing at right back, and maybe Dani Carvajal, but I think Kyle Walker might be better than Carvajal. So, is he going to have an 84 rating, which will be an upgrade, or is he going to be an 85 and potentially be the highest rated right back in the game ahead of the likes of the Dani Alves and Carvajal and whatnot? So that's why I have both there. You can see their stats are the exact same, but overall rating aside, I'm not sure what they are going to give Kyle Walker. He was probably the one that stumped me the absolute most when making these teams, just because I don't know if they're going to pull the trigger and make him an 85. I know we're going to have some left backs around the 86, 87 range, but this is going to be a tough one to call. We're going to look at the goalkeeper. We got Ederson over at an 84 rated as well. I feel like an upgrade is deserved. Ederson is such a good goalie, and I feel like his kicking should definitely be his best stat. This guy puts up assists as a goalkeeper, which is absolutely crazy and phenomenal. Been watching him since Benfica, so I can tell you he definitely deserves this upgrade, and he's such a star in the making. Benjamin Mendy over on the left-hand side, of course, Twitter's favorite user over there. I decided to upgrade him despite the injuries to a 79. I felt like he was much better than a 77 or a 78, whatever he was when the game did come out. Of course, not getting any upgrades due to his injuries, but ends up being still called to the French national team and now playing regularly for Man City. That should speak volumes of how good this guy actually is. So I did decide to give him a bit of an upgrade because, again, I feel like his rating last year was not fair at all. Otamendi I have over at an 84 and Vincent Kompany over at 85. Again, I feel these ratings are fair for both of them. Still going to probably be two of the most solid center backs in the league, which they have been together for Manchester City. We go over to some of the midfielders now belonging to Man City, and starting off right away is that 83 Fernandinho. Overall, just going to be a very good card, a CDM or central midfielder dream. He has any stats like that just under the Hullet club. You know what's going to end up happening. He's probably going to get an inform at some point this year and then have close to at least all 80, maybe other than his shooting and pace. If he gets a second inform, then you definitely know he's going to be in the all 80 club. Kevin De Bruyne is without a doubt one of the greatest midfielders in the world of football today, and that's why I give him a 91 rating. Bit of a spoiler, I think in the future that is also the highest rating I'm giving any midfielders, around the 91. I don't think I pushed 92 on any midfielders. Forwards we definitely did, we saw with Messi and Ronaldo, and I believe Suarez I had it as 91 as well. But there's no denying how good KDB has been for City, for the Belgian national team. It's a shame he's starting the year off injured, but we know based off his success from last year, he is definitely one of the best players. David Silva to me is still always going to be one of those players who will never get enough credit for how good he is. 88 rating overall I think is an absolutely fair deal as well. Great passing, great dribbling. I wish his pace was a little bit higher, but I don't see EA giving him a 70 rated pace card unless he does get any upgrades throughout the year. But still decent shooting, probably going to have pretty good free kicks. And then that passing and dribbling, his main two stats. We have the once to watch card for Manchester City. Moving over from Leicester, it's going to be Raheem Mahrez. And of course, just a solid overall player. And I believe I kept his card just about the same. I don't think he deserves a downgrade nor an upgrade, despite obviously getting some very good cards for Leicester last year. But I think an 84 is a fair rating for Mahrez going into next year, especially as a once-to-watch item where he's going to have that potential to pick up a lot of special cards. And finally, we move to the three attackers of the Man City offense. And we got Leroy Sané, Sergio Aguero, and Raheem Sterling. All just such solid and good players in real life, and I think they're all going to have some solid and very good cards for FIFA 19. You can see I gave Sané an 85, Sterling an 85 as well, and Aguero an 89. Aguero, despite what many people might say based on World Cup performances, he will always show up for Manchester City and always play well, and I still think he's one of the best strikers in the Premier League. I have him number 1 and 2, probably tied with Harry Kane, which will come in a later video. But over on the left and right hand side, you can see we have Sané and Sterling, as I said, at 85. I think they both deserve a bit of an upgrade. They were a huge success and huge part at Manchester City's success last year, so 85 overall for both are going to be really good. And that's all I got for the Manchester City team. Of course, as I said, if you are new, make sure you like the video, comment down below what team you want to see below, and also your opinions on the ratings that I am giving the players. And as I said, within the next day or two, we'll probably have all or most of the icons released by EA themselves. So we will be going over all 3 of their versions and their ratings as well, because they have been dropping today, and I'm very excited for this one. Been your boy Andrew RFC. Peace, much love, take care, and thanks as always for watching.